Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Wijaya and my student ID is DSC 2509119. Today I will be presenting about my Aquos 2 assignment. The title by Designing the Most Cost-Efficient Wilfred can. This project applies partial derivative, language multiplier, and constraint optimization to a real manufacturing problem. So let's start with the real world problem. Every year, companies manufacture billions of beverage cans. Since the cost of aluminum is proportional to surface area, every square centimeter of material used is added to the production cost. At the same time, each can must hold a fixed volume. For example, 355 milliliters is the standard size for a soft drink can. So the natural question is, among our possible cylinder shape that hold this sum volume, which combination of radius and height use the least amount or the cheapest amount of material? This is a classic constraint optimization problem, and it's exactly this kind of the problem that Calculus 2 gives us to solve it. To solve this, we will use 4 key concepts from this course. First, multivariable function. Since our cost depend on 2 variables, radius and height, we write it as C of R and H. Second is partial derivative. This tells us how sensitive the cost is to the small change in the each dimension separately. Third, constraint optimization. We're not minimizing cost freely. It must satisfy the fixed volume condition. And fourth, language multiplier, the technique that let us combine the objective function and the constraint into a single system we can solve. Let's set up the model. We treat the can as a right circular cylinder with a radius r and height h. Both is in centimeter. The volume is fixed and given by the well-known formula V equals to P R square times H. For our example, we use V equals to 355 cubic centimeter, matching a standard can. Since the V is fixed already, we can later express the H in the term of R. But for now, let's build the cost side of the model. Now, here is an important real-world details. Not all parts of the can cost the same per unit area. The top and the bottom lids need thicker aluminum because they must resist internal pressure from the carbonation. So, their cost rate is C1 per square centimeter, and their area is 2 PR square. The side walls, however, can be made from the thinner material, so its cost rate C2 is lower. Its area is 2 PRH. Putting it together, our total cost function is C of R is H equal to PR square C1 plus 2 PRH C2. And this is the subject to the constraint P R square H minus V equals to 0. So to minimize this cost subject to the constraint, we build the Lagrangian function. So L of R, H, and lambda equals to 2 PR square C1 plus 2 PR H C2 minus lambda times PR square H minus V. We then take the partial derivative with respect to each variable and set them equal to 0. This gives us 3 equations. The partial derivative with respect to R, the partial derivative with respect to H, and the last one, the partial derivative with respect to lambda, which simply give us back our original constraint. Okay, so we have to solve the second equation first. We find that lambda equals to 2c2 over r, and we have to substitute this back into the first equation and simplify it. So we arrive at a simple relationship where h equal to 2c1 over c2 times r, that this tells us the optimal height depends only on the ratio of the two cost rates and not only on the volume at all. So we have to combine this with our volume constraint. We can also solve for r directly. So r cubed equals to c2v divided by 2b c1. Now we have everything, so we can plug into the real number. So let's apply this to real can. Take the V equal to 355 cubic centimeter, and suppose the lead material costs twice as much per square centimeter as the side walls. So C1 is equal to 2 and C2 is equal to 1. First, we compute R cubed, that is 355 divided by 4P, which is approximately 28.23. Taking the cube root, R is approximately 3.04 centimeter. Then using our relationship is between H is equal to 4R. So we get H approximately equals to 12.17 centimeter. And then we got our model predict at optimal can, that is about 3 centimeter in radius and just over 12 centimeters tall. Now we comparing the model to the real cat. How does this compare to reality? Our model predicts a height to radius. Radius is about 4. A 355 milliliters can measures roughly around 12.2 centimeters tall with a radius of about 3.3 milliliters. So it's giving us about 3.7 ratio. As you can see in the chart, our theoretical prediction is remarkably close to the actual dimension by using the manufacturers. This strongly suggests us that the trade-off we model is especially least versus cheaper side walls is indeed the dominant factor that shaped the real can design. So before we moving on, it's worth verifying that we are actually found a minimum, not a maximum. If we reduce the cost function to a single variable, is C of R equals to 2pc1 r squared plus 2c2v over r. Now we can see that r approaches 0, the side walls term explode to infinity, and r grows very large, so the lead term also explodes. Since the function goes to infinity on both ends and has only one critical point in between, that point must be a maximum at the minimum. This is also confirmed by the second derivative, which is positive for all r greater than 0. So of course there is no model is perfect. This one assumes a uniform thickness within each part, when in reality thickness varies considerably for strength. It also ignores manufacturing constraints like standard aluminum coil weights and seams allowance. It doesn't count for ergonomics of how comfortably the can fits in our hand or self-packing efficiency, and it treats material costs as a constant when in reality it's different. So looking ahead, this model will be improved in several ways, like modeling variable thickness based on the stress requirement, extending the analysis to non-cylinder or tapered shape, or turning this into a multi-objective optimization that balance cost against ergonomics and recyclability at the same time. So for the last slide is the reference that I used for this project. Thank you so much for watching. This concludes my presentation on designing the most cost-efficient beverage can using for Calculus 2 optimization technique.